So take a look at this. Look how literally like it's slammed. Like you can't even put a finger in here. Like, look at that. Be able to pop that thing out and then hit the high spots in. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from Backyard Boys. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and lightly tap that subscribe button down below. You guys won't regret it. And before we start this episode, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys a little quick sneak peek on basically the things that are going on off the camera on the Mercedes. So if you guys are staying up to date with the Mercedes, we got this rear quarter panel primed out, everything primed out, but I went ahead and reblocked everything to make sure that everything's looking pretty and OEM, and I primed it once again. This time is a final primer, and as the black dots you guys see here, that is guide coat. So I just used the black spray pan, just kind of just dusted it from a little distance. And the reason why I did a guide coat on this quarter panel is because it's really curvy, and just anywhere in general where you do body work, you want to do a guide coat. The reason for it is when you go and block it, where there is black left, that's a low spot, and then when you start blocking it, you can kind of see where the high spots, the low spots, just so you can get that body work 100% perfect. But in this episode, guys, we're not going to be working on the Mercedes. I'll just show you quickly inside here. Boom, re-primed all of this, made it OEM looking nice and neat. There was just a couple of nicks and picks that were just catching the eye that I wanted to get fixed up. The door is also primed. But in this episode, we're not going to be working on the Mercedes. We're actually going to be working on the Golf R. So go ahead and smash that like button to show your support. And here's the Golf R. It's looking nice and neat now, but it still has a ton of work. We got to get that rear suspension into spec. We got to get this front door fixed. That front door has a nice crease from the fender being hit and then bending the door. But before much talking, let's go ahead and start this episode. I'll catch you guys doing the suspension. If you guys remember the last episode, there was one more thing we needed to change back over here for the wheel to be straight, and then after that, technically all we have left is bodywork besides rolling the front fenders because they do scrape from the car being so low. I got the control arm right over here, and we're gonna quickly change it out and then most likely drop the car off at alignment. That way we know everything is in spec prior to doing the bodywork, and once it's all painted, basically we don't have to worry about any of the suspension stuff. So this is literally the control arm. That's all it looks like. It's like a flat piece. Kind of a pain in the butt to put on, but I don't think it's gonna be that hard because in the black one we had way more serious suspension damage. This one here is just bent, just a little bit bent. It's not like destroyed. That one there was just gone. So let's go ahead and change this out and take this thing to alignment. There she is. Boom. How does that look? Kind of bent? A little bit at least?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean, we're going to reinstall the bushing. This cap or whatever you want to call this seems to be all safe. So I guess it's only one bolt that's holding everything. Put it back in there, reload or preload the suspension. Should be ready to rock. We got some bad news. I looked a little bit further into a dark spot and I found that this trailing arm here is actually bent as well. So I went ahead and ordered this one here and it should be here tomorrow. I'm gonna catch you guys then, and we're gonna install this, install that piece, and then we're gonna drop it off at alignment. So it's actually been a couple of days here and we found another control arm that was bent, which I didn't really see. It's kind of tucked in there. I couldn't really notice it, but I ordered a new one. It is finally here, and that's kind of the difference between them. Pretty darn bad. So let's go ahead and put this new one in, get everything reassembled, and we can go to the front because we got to start rolling the fenders because this car is slammed, and we got to roll the fenders because the previous ones are rolled. And when I drive, I can hear the fenders being like off the wheels on some bumps. So let's do it. on now, and it looks pretty straight. I'm happy with it. Let's go for a quick test spin. I'm gonna show you guys the front rubbing, and then we can start rolling the fenders, and then we'll see that sound disappear. Start it up. It's on? Oh yeah. Yo, so listen to this. Listen, I'm gonna take a little turn. I'm honestly curious if the fender rolling will fix everything. Pretty sure you can hear that, yeah? I wanna see how low it is. So take a look at this. Look how literally like it's slammed. Like you can't even put a finger in here. Like, look at that. This lip right here needs to be rolled in. I'm gonna try my best to roll it in, but I'm thinking maybe lift this front end just a millimeter, 2 millimeters, maybe like half an inch up in the front. Because if you look at this side over here, because that quarter panel is damaged. So look at this side. You can see that the rear is sitting just a little bit taller than the front. And I want both of them to be sitting exactly the same. So the rear is just over this line over here, and then the front is like on that line. So I'm thinking to pick the side up, and then we're actually gonna go ahead and fix all the suspension assembly, fix everything, drop the car off at alignment, and then do our quarter panel repair. But that's gonna be in another episode. So let's go back to the house, roll these fenders, and I'm gonna show you guys how I pop out this dent in this door right here. See that fat dent? You go ahead and pop it out, work it out from the inside out, and I'll show you guys how this little cool pillows at home. But for now, let's go back to the house, hear some more scraping, and get working. So for those of you guys that don't know what a fender roller looks like, here is a fender roller, and the idea of this fender roller is to go ahead and bolt it up to your hub, and then you put the car in neutral and you roll it back and forward. So one mistake or one problem that we just ran into is this bolt is too big to fit through that hole. So since the fender is not painted, I really wanted to use this and show you guys how this works, but since the fender is not painted, I'm gonna go ahead and use the same technique that I use with rolling the rear quarter panels when I change them. I'm gonna go ahead and use a block of wood on the outside, and on the inside I'm gonna go ahead and lightly tap it. I just need to get the idea of this lip right here. See if you can get this lip right here. This thickness of this lip, it's about a ½ inch. It needs to be rolled in. It needs to be rolled in and give me as much clearance as I can. I'm gonna go ahead and be able to roll that in as much as I can. And then after that, I'm gonna glaze this, make sure it's a nice and clean body line. And then if that doesn't work, I'm gonna go ahead and lift the car up just about ½ an inch, and it should be darn perfect. We are on coilover, so that gives us the ability to lift the car up. But I guess let's get a little 4x4 block out and start hammering it from the inside, trying to get this wheel arc flat and trying to get this fender lip rolled in as much as we can. Okay, so the fender is now rolled. It's kind of hard to tell because of the lighting, but oh, you guys can see right here. So that's where it was actually scraping earlier, right here. But you can see that this is not rolled at the bottom, and I started rolling it up. Why? Because at the bottom here, the wheel doesn't touch or anything. The wheel just tucks in up over here, but it's literally flat like a pancake all the way through, and then I left myself a little bit of room right here. So that's what's looking like right now. We got this one done. And I'll tell you one thing, that no one's gonna roll your fender like how I rolled this one, because I did ruin this lip a little bit, but I did make it straight, and I'm gonna go ahead and glaze it. And we're lucky that the car is not painted just yet. That way I can do that and still have a perfect looking car once the car is fully built, fully complete and painted, I mean. But take a look at this. I went ahead and did this, and the gap here got large. Why? Because this fender got pulled out this way, and every time I pull the fender, the gap here kind of moves around. But went ahead and made it nice how I like it. It's smooth enough to get it glazed. I don't need any body filler, just some glaze to make it nice and neat, and it's looking pretty. Let's go ahead and go to the other side. So we pulled out on the road, and it took a couple of turns already to get out of my neighborhood, and I haven't heard any scraping or anything. I mean, it sounds pretty darn solid everywhere. Went on some bumps. I don't know, we got some room now. You know, we got like at least my finger space room now. So that is good, we got that situated. And I'll show you guys from the outside what everything looks like. So we went ahead and took it for a test drive, as you guys saw, and there was literally almost no scraping, like way less scraping, but it's only coming from that side. And I think that could be something to do with camber, because that wheel is damaged. This side here has no damage, and it doesn't seem like there's any scraping noise from this side. So before I do the bodywork and glaze, I'm gonna get the alignment done. But I want to show you guys, remember earlier I couldn't get my finger in there? Now look, boom, my whole hand just glides in there. And it's kind of funny because the gaps opened up a little bit, so I got to readjust those. But everything's looking pretty. The car is now drivable. Next thing we got to do is show you guys this over here. Let's go back to the house. So I had to take the panel off, and I have no idea why they put on rivets, this whole entire inner card, but I need access to the inside of this door. So we're gonna go ahead and drill this piece off and then re-rivet it once we are done. But I guess that's weird. I don't recall getting one of these with rivets. That's weird. Let's keep working. So before I do get my little pillow thing, I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I want to show you guys this gap first of all. You see how it opens up here and then it's flush here. So it's opened here like completely. And then if you look at it just directly right on, it's small up here and then it gets bigger all the way here and then it kind of gets smaller here. So it's kind of funny. And then we got a fat dent over here. Let's go ahead from the inside and pump it out. So these things here, they're actually used for like cabinets and just random things. The way we're gonna use it is we're gonna go ahead and put it inside there. I'm probably gonna put a 2x4 back here or something and then use that as leverage, because this stuff pumps a lot and it gives you guys some good pressure. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. We'll be able to pop that thing out and then hit the high spots in, and then we should cover it up with some body filler and we should be good. So the next thing we're gonna be working on is getting this piece over here, this slip, curled back into its spec. We have the pillow right here currently. So what I'm gonna do, put some dust on it. What I'm gonna do is actually go ahead and work with some high spots, but I think we're kind of solid. I need to move the pillow upwards, that way we're right over here. But as you guys saw over there, just literally like popped right into its position. I'm gonna go ahead and put the pillow, like I said, right over here, and then work on this slip, because I don't want to hit this slip in and it curling the whole entire door into there. I want there to be pressured on outwards this way, and then this slip being curled in. So let's keep doing it. Well, this episode has come to an end, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got the rear wheel back into its position. We still need to do alignment, like I said a couple of times already. The door is fixed. That's basically the major body work besides that quarter panel. Basically, after that quarter panel, there was just like dings and dents and random little miscellaneous stuff, but that's gonna be in a future episode, and I'm only gonna do that after the after alignment. I'll tell you guys a quick story. Basically, one of my buddies, he had a car, it was hitting the quarter panel, and he got the quarter panel all fixed up, and then he did alignment, and the car was just the stance or the wheel was sticking out way too much. Basically, it didn't hit the quarter panel out into the proper position. So that was a mistake that I don't want to do. I want to make sure that the fitment on the rear quarter panel is the same as this one here, this quarter panel. But I also had a question, which one of you guys knows or has a lead on someone that can repair this rim? You see that it's pretty darn chewed up. So basically, the problem is not repairing it, because I may have someone that can repair it myself, but the problem is getting it painted this matte color and leaving this motorsport kind of like sticker or whatever it's not a sticker, it's like embroidery left on the wheel. I don't want to go ahead and powder coat the whole thing. I still want this OEM look. So if you guys know someone that does that or how to do that, maybe I can give it a shot myself. That's the only problem I'm having with the car, and the only kind of difficult thing I can say, basically, that's still kind of Confucius. The rest of the stuff is all on deck. Pretty straightforward from here on out. This car is gonna be done pretty darn soon, and it's gonna look gorgeous. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, go ahead and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.